All right. Hello and welcome everyone to the 2022 build refresh for KHORA. Not a lot has changed with KHORA, though advice if you're watching this around whenever it comes out in about 3 months or so, KHORA Prime is likely the next Prime. So, probably don't invest too heavily in her, even though she is very, very good because the Prime version is going to come out, and obviously you would want to invest in that version, unless you're going to invest in the stat stick that you will probably want for KHORA Prime, in which case, do that. Yeah, KHORA has not changed much, and neither has her build. She is still incredibly good, and she still has a large amount of options for what to build for. You usually want 200% range because that's going to max out the possible range on Whip Claw, allowing you to hit as many enemies as possible, and you want a good amount of survivability. Usually, enough is just Brief Respite and Rolling Guard to continuously refresh your shield, so you have the constant shield gate, and then Rolling Guard can get you out of a number of different situations. We did run the Steel Path run on stream, and I do die once during it, mostly due to not paying attention, which was not a big deal. But basically, you want enough range, enough strength, and then accumulating Whip Claw. Accumulating Whip Claw is an incredibly large amount of damage, and it just stacks up this huge bonus that gets you to outrageous levels of damage, just doing millions of damage per Whip Claw that you throw out. And of course, Whip Claw has a pretty decent chance to proc Slash, so even on heavily armored enemies, they're not going to survive too many of them. Of note, this build very, very easily converts into a farming build by just doing this. Pilfering Strangledome is going to give you that 65% additional chance of dropping loot. You use your 4, grab a bunch of enemies with it. At very low levels, this build will actually just auto-kill any enemy that gets touched by Strangledome, and that's going to give you a bunch more loot. So if you're farming resources, KHORA is a fantastic way to do so because you just get it basically passively with the way that KHORA already plays, which is by putting down her 4 and then using her 1 on her 4. Or, of course, like I said, at low levels, just placing her 4 in a couple spots. So, on the 3, we have Breach Surge as a subsume. There's a lot of options for KHORA's subsume. Breach Surge is one that I like. It adds to her survivability, and also it can add some hilarious damage potential in there, which is not particularly relevant because KHORA's damage is already very high, but you can also use the subsume from Protea for like fixing up the energy economy, which is particularly relevant if you are going to be using Naramon instead of Zeneric. The reason I'm not using Naramon and am using Zeneric is because the focus changes are going to happen in like less than a month in all likelihood, and I don't know if the combo stuff that is available in Naramon is going to change. Right now, you can use Naramon to basically make it so you don't have to run any additional combo, and then you can just keep up your combo indefinitely because you get such a long timer from Naramon. So we're running Zeneric because I don't know if that's going to exist in the very near future. With that, this is a good excuse to talk about the stat stick. I'm using the comma as a stat stick, and this is a good time to talk about Rivens suck and they should change. But this is the stat stick. It is these hilarious, ridiculous stats that are only made possible by the comma being a bad weapon that no one uses because it has a 5 Riven disposition. With this, I'm getting an additional 180% melee damage, and it's cold damage, and it's combo duration. All stats that I want. So yeah, this basically replaces the elemental, just full stock, adds a ton of melee damage, adds a bunch of combo duration. I don't even need to run dexterity arcanes on my other weapons, though you can get this additional combo duration from running dexterity arcanes, and you don't have to worry about this, so this is only realistically 180% more melee damage, which in the end is not going to matter too much unless you're going very, very deep into Steel Path. You can just immediately switch this mod for a cold mod, and that's what the normal, non-nonsense build looks like. So, that's pretty much what's up with KHORA. Not much has changed. Use your 4, use your 1, kill the enemies. Use your 2 if you want to. The 2 can give you some additional damage. It's very good against the disruption targets if you're going to be running disruption with KHORA, as it's going to give you more damage and also stop them in their tracks. Just good stuff in general. Yeah, and just throw your 1 out. The damage will get excessive over time. Obviously, it builds up with combo and everything else. So, yeah, hit all the enemies that are in your 1 and take them down. Your 4 is also crowd control, which is going to help you survive. And, oh, there's still an enemy alive here. They're dead now. Yeah, super simple stuff. Enjoy the Steel Path run. Warning that it is shenanigans because I did this on April 1st. And chat has a sound bar and everything else. So enjoy the Steel Path run, and that's going to do it. KHORA's good. Hopefully that doesn't change in a negative light whenever the Prime comes out. Hello, YouTube. You should be seeing this. It's my voice this time because I'm on stream doing this. Yeah, this time for sure. The second time I'm recording this because I forgot to hit the record button. Isn't that great? Let's hope we get like just as good of a starting tile. And this is fine.
Scans show Grenier are harvesting Kuva
The T
nearby.
is reasonable.
Set off the alarms to draw them out, then steal their Kuva catalysts.
This is hire an editor talk, but I'm gonna shut up. Hey, if I had enough money to hire an editor, I would.
Grenier have shut down the environmental systems.
Getting to the point where you can hire an editor is like the YouTube dream.
Use these to sustain your environment or attach Kuva catalysts to begin harvesting.
If you get like successful enough to hire an editor so that you can make less money but not edit, that's the actual dream.
My dick is uncomfortably erect.
Oh yeah, also YouTube, I'm sorry about that. Just is dumping bits in order to have sound alerts. I told him it was okay. So it's my fault. YouTube, I apologize. That one's on me. But also, like I said, I don't make enough to hire an editor. I'm trying to get these bills paid.
Bruh.
YouTube, this is recorded on April Fool's, so you legally can't be upset. That's true. This could have been like a shitbird April Fool's video, but instead I'm working on the build stuff to get closer to the roster review that you guys all want to see. Be happy. You said I could teleport bread. I have done nothing but teleport bread for 3 days. Also going to keep it 100. I am absolutely using a macro to cast KHORA's 1. Because
my dick is uncomfortably erect.
Because not doing so is super uncomfy. I know, big shock. My advice to everyone running KHORA is that you should run a macro. Because if you don't, you're just going to get carpal tunnel. Enjoy it. What do you mean I did a 2-hour, 47-minute survival without a macro on KHORA? Is that, did you figure out what the max time before your wrist went? No, I don't like that. Is that what the max time is? Ability 1, set the mouse wheel up, pretty much. And just get a freewheeling mouse. It's like the same thing as what I'm doing. Basically, this video here, is KHORA Go Burr. A reasonable human macro? Yeah, exactly. It's not making me walk around or do any like the stuff you have to do on KHORA. It's just hitting 1 a lot. It's actually suboptimal to hit 1 in like a lot of these situations too. I'm wasting energy doing it. He's a Razor Orb Weaver. I get 2 scrolls. Ooh. Spicy.
Another life support capsule is now available.
We love to see the red numbers. KHORA still looks fun. Shame they nerfed the Zorus for disingenuous reasons, though. Yeah. At least the Zorus is a good item now, but it's unfortunate the way they handled it back then. Open the door. There we go. I mean, hey, they might actually also remove the way to do it with Naramon. I'm actually specifically using Zenrik right now because the focus rework is coming up. And if they nerf Naramon, I don't want to have to redo, like, advice. And so just for anyone who knows, if you're watching the, for everyone to know that's watching the YouTubes, you can totally use Naramon to have infinite combo duration, or essentially infinite combo duration. And then you don't need to run any combo duration mods in order to keep your combo up for the big damages. But it's like, it's super unnecessary. But it basically does what the Zorus used to do. But it's just not needed at all. Oh, right. He's the one who turns off my shit. I forgot. Woo! There we go. And this is why we run Rolling Guard, for when we forget what the Acolytes do. Violence is the dangerous Acolyte, if anyone didn't know. All the other ones are pretty whatever. Yeah, you could also use double Dex Arcanes. That's also very valid. Double Dex Arcanes is more than enough. I think I have like 18 seconds on this, because I'm pretty sure I forgot to
My
equip
dick is
Mega.
uncomfortably erect.
Thank you very much for the bits,
The
Just.
operative has just made their first discovery.
Hey, at least Arbiter's not also in here doing the ooh-woo that's on the
Extraction is
soundboard.
available if you need it.
Hello, Warframe. I see you're playing Brozime again. What do you mean? The woo, you say? Yeah, there's a new woo in there.
Ooh.
There it is. Much appreciate the bits, Gus. God, now I'm just thinking about what if I had an editor. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how many videos would get done if I had an editor? Freeze a stat stick and not an exalted weapon, right? That's correct. I do it for free? Oh, no, no, no. I couldn't have a... No, I wouldn't do that. I would... Like, that's greatly appreciated. Like, the sentiment is appreciated, but I would definitely have to pay someone to be my editor. Can't be doing that free labor shit. You literally just need to upload raw content. That, I completely disagree. Uploading raw content does not work. Trust me, I used to do it. And look, if you're making bank and anybody who's working for free, yeah, it's real messed up. Yeah, also, yeah, get paid. Don't work for free. How'd you get the Warframe loadout thing on your stream? That is a extension that DE put out. People wanted it for a really long time, and they made it. So yeah, it basically connects to your account, and then it just imports from their API your loadout. It's really nice. Super Thrilled Furious Javelin got buffed. It's an insane augment. I don't think it's very insane, but it's definitely not garbage because it doesn't do what it says. Like, if it's going to do what it says, I really wish they would reword it to, like, you know, have proper wording. But I've heard even if you can afford an editor, you also need to find an editor whose style matches yours. That's true. I think that my style is pretty simple, though. Like, I don't do anything super complicated. I think if anything, a thing that would occur if I had an editor that I hired is probably that an editor would have more time to do, like, more jokes and nonsense and, like, have fun with the editing process. Because, like, in the past, like, I've done, like, you know, like the goofy meme nonsense, like with the Octavia video, the original Octavia video, and stuff like that. And, like, I would love to have more time to do that stuff, but, like, honestly, like, even finding time to, like, get into, more complicated editing, because I'm just self-taught editing. I don't do it super fast. Outside of, like, simple videos, of course, without, like, a ton of need for editing. Chris Javelin's insane. It's roar buff damage. Well, it's only for melee weapons, though. It's not like it works on all damage. Alright, which acolyte is it? I have to pay attention if it's the frost one. Well, actually, no. KHORA does not have to pay attention to the frost one. KHORA will just whip it good. Hey, it's the frost one. Whatcha? Ah! Oh, perfect timing. Well done. Whatever. I don't know what killed me. I think it was this. I think it was the Fat Man. Fat Man do? I think I wasn't paying attention. Oh well. It happens. You're KHORA. You're very susceptible to death. Also reset my combo counter.
The longer you fight, the more successful we will be.
You didn't roll the Death Orb off of you? Well, the Death Orb shouldn't absorb KHORA's one, does it? It shouldn't absorb any abilities. Because it's supposed to work like Magnetize. Could use Rolling Guard more. I don't know. It's like a super casual KHORA run, right? Can absorb all incoming fire and multiplies it. Right, fire, exactly. Not abilities.
The lesson ends.
Like Magnetize can't absorb KHORA's one. Keyword shouldn't. Yeah, it's true. Alright.